Blessed be he whose food we have eaten, and in whose goodness we live. And yes, we lived in his goodness, and in the hope of the promised and long-awaited Messiah. I love the Lord. He always hears my voice and my supplications. I love the Lord. Forever will I call on his holy name. When I found sorrow, I called on the name of the Lord. I was brought low, but he rescued my soul. I love the Lord. He always hears my voice and my supplications. I love the Lord. Forever will I call on his holy name. He's dried my tears, and he saved me from stumbling. With him I walk in the land of the living. The third cup of wine that was shared on the night of the Passover was warm and mixed with water. And I remember how Papa would raise the cup and close his eyes for a moment of silent prayer. And then he would say to us,
Children, this is our promised cup of redemption. This cup is the blood of the Lamb that was spilled on the night of the Passover, the blood that saved Israel from God's judgment. For though God's judgment was that all the firstborn in the land of Egypt should die, his mercy was that all who were protected by the blood of the Lamb would be passed over and spared his judgment. It is by this blood that God's covenant with Israel is sealed. And it is because of this blood that we and all Israel were set free forever from the bonds of Egypt. Bless the Lord for all his goodness and love.
Then later, Jesus sent James, Peter, and myself to the upper room of a house to prepare for the Passover.
John, there's only one thing I want to know.
Yes, Peter.
Who talked your mother into asking the master if you and James could sit in authority with him? How did she say it? One on your right hand and one on your left?
I don't want to hear about it.
I've never known anyone so concerned with seating arrangements.
And when the hour had come, Jesus reclined at the table, and we with him. And he said,
I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. Because I tell you, I shall never again eat of it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God.
Jesus blessed the wine, just as my Father had always done. But then he said,
So take this and share it among yourselves. I will not drink of the fruit of the vine from now on until the kingdom of God comes.
All the disciples looked at each other, wondering what Jesus meant. And James, as unsure as the rest of us, whispered to me,
John, you're the youngest. Go on, ask the 4 questions.
Why is this night different? On all other nights.
Then Jesus became troubled in spirit, and he said,
I tell you, this night I will be betrayed. One of you shall betray me.
Ask him which one.
And I, the disciple whom Jesus loved, leaned back on Jesus' breast and said,
Who is it, Lord?
It is the one who dips his bread with me.
Then Jesus again took the bread of affliction and blessed it.
Blessed art thou, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who redeemed us and redeemed our forefathers from Egypt, and brought us to this night to eat thereon matzah and bitter herbs.
And after he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to us, saying,
You've been taught all your lives to remember the Passover, and to share this meal in remembrance of the Passover. But I tell you, from now on, as often as you do this, do it in remembrance of me. For this bread which is broken for you is my body.
Then Jesus again blessed the wine, the cup that has always been called the cup of redemption. But he didn't speak of the blood of the Passover lamb, but rather he said,
I tell you that this cup, which is poured out for you, is the cup of the new covenant in my blood.
Even then, we did not understand what he meant. The bread we had eaten And the wine the people of Israel had drunk in Passover celebrations for 1,200 years had all been a foreshadowing of what we were to see on the following morning. When Jesus said, "This is my body," he was telling us, this thing you have done for 1,200 years is going to take place tomorrow.